Do you feel like your willpower is sabotaging your efforts to break bad habits? What if I told you there's a Japanese secret so simple, so gentle, and so different from everything we've been taught, it might genuinely destroy your bad habits without the endless battle, the guilt, or the constant struggle? In the next few minutes, you'll learn exactly how to break bad habits the Japanese way. You won't believe how easy it is. If you're ready to break bad habits for good and unlock your full potential, make sure to subscribe to the Growth Mindset Project and hit that bell icon. You'll get more life-changing insights every single week. Now, let's jump right in. Picture this. A man has been chained to smoking for 20 long years. He's tried every Western solution you can imagine: nicotine patches plastered over his skin, expensive therapy sessions, the latest medications, even hypnosis. Still, his bad habit clings on. He sinks thousands of dollars and countless hours into the struggle, convinced that if he just forces himself harder, he'll break free. But nothing works. Not until he travels to Japan for work, where he meets an aged monk. The monk doesn't lecture him about willpower or self-control or even addiction. Instead, he teaches the man a radically different approach, a Japanese approach that feels so effortless, so counterintuitive, that at first, he can't believe it'll work. But within 3 months, he breaks free from his smoking habit, not through force or suffering, but by following a quiet, powerful principle that just works. Think about it. What if it's not your lack of willpower that keeps you trapped? What if the act of constantly fighting your bad habits is what keeps them strong? In Japan, people have quietly mastered the art of letting go, not by battling themselves, but by working with the deepest aspects of human nature. They know how to break bad habits without the exhausting try, fail, repeat cycle. And today, you're going to learn their secret. Let's look at why our Western methods usually backfire. We're taught to approach change as a war, sign up for elite gyms and quit after a few weeks, swear off all social media apps only to reinstall them days later, promise ourselves never again, then slip back almost immediately. These all-or-nothing tactics just don't stick and only make us feel ashamed and even weaker. Here's the Japanese insight. Habits aren't evil opponents we must destroy. Every habit, yes, even the toxic ones, began as a helpful solution to a problem. Smoking for comfort in tough times, overeating for company late at night, endless scrolling to escape boredom. When you understand the original need the habit fills, everything starts to change. There's a story of a young Japanese monk who struggles with intense anger. He tries everything to force it away: meditation, mantras, even fasting. But no matter how hard he fights, his anger grows more powerful. Finally, an elder monk tells him, "Stop fighting, get curious. Treat your anger like a cloud drifting through the sky. Notice when it appears, what it does to your body, what thoughts come with it, but don't judge it. Just observe." Skeptical but desperate, the young monk tries this. Each time anger flares, he notes it silently. Anger. And observes the heat in his chest, the tension in his jaw. He watches the anger, but doesn't act or suppress it. Within weeks, the anger loses its teeth. He feels it, but it no longer controls him. Over time, it disappears, like rain clouds evaporate after a storm. This gentle observation is the first Japanese secret to break bad habits. Instead of reacting blindly, you practice awareness, just noticing cravings, urges, or habits, without judgment or action. This simple act creates space. And in that space, your bad habits start to dissolve. Now, before we go further, take a second and hit that like button if you find these secrets valuable, and comment below. What bad habit do you want to break this year? Your story can inspire someone else. Let's continue with another essential principle: impermanence. In Japanese wisdom, all things, including cravings, are temporary. That sudden, overwhelming urge for a cigarette, a drink, junk food, or a social media fix? It feels permanent, but it's not. If you sit with it, even for a minute or two, it grows, peaks, and fades, like a wave on the shore. Most people make cravings worse by treating them as emergencies. When you're craving sugar, for example, you either instantly give in or desperately distract yourself. But according to Japanese tradition, you take a third path. Acknowledge the craving, feel it fully, and simply wait it out. A famous Tokyo businessman used this strategy. When he craved a smoke, he kept his cigarettes on his desk and picked one up. Instead of lighting it, he smelled it, felt the urge, then set a timer for 10 minutes. For those 10 minutes, he just watched the craving, doing nothing else. He noticed the urge always peaked at around 3 minutes and then faded. By the end of the 10 minutes, the craving usually softened enough that he could simply put the cigarette down. He didn't win through willpower, he just discovered that cravings pass on their own. You are not your cravings, you are the observer. Another Japanese secret to break bad habits is Kaizen, or continuous improvement. The West is obsessed with big transformations, going from couch potato to marathon runner overnight, swearing off junk forever, deciding to be a new person by Monday. This all or nothing thinking triggers massive resistance. Our brains panic at big changes and yank us back to old patterns. Kaizen works differently. It asks only for tiny changes, reducing TV time by 5 minutes, waiting a single day before clicking buy now online, or reading one page of a book instead of doom scrolling in bed. Those small steps may seem laughably tiny, but the brain cannot panic or rebel. Gradual change, repeated daily, becomes permanent. Like carving a new path through a forest, each gentle step makes the habit just a little easier to leave behind. Remember, if this is resonating with you, smash that like button, subscribe to the Growth Mindset Project, and share your thoughts in the comments. What's your one small change this week? Let's dig deeper. Many habits are anchored by an unmet need. The Japanese call this ikigai, your reason for being. Habits stick because they fill an empty space, maybe stress, loneliness, or boredom. If you simply rip out the habit, you're left with a void. The trick is to uncover what you're truly needing and slowly begin to fill that space with something healthy and meaningful. One programmer, addicted to evening drinking, realized he wasn't craving alcohol, but the ritual, a way to mark the end of the workday and start personal time. Once he recognized this deeper need, he swapped his evening drink for a new ritual, changing into comfy clothes, brewing tea, and sketching, a childhood hobby. He wasn't just replacing alcohol with another habit, he was meeting his real need for creativity and downtime. His drinking urge faded naturally. Breaking bad habits, Japanese style, also means ditching shame. In Western cultures, failing to break a bad habit leads to harsh self-talk and guilt, which just drags us further down. In Japan, compassion is the foundation. When you slip up, you treat yourself like a friend, with empathy, curiosity, and respect, not self-punishment. This gentle approach helps you honestly examine why a habit appeared. Maybe emotional eating follows loneliness or lack of appreciation at work, not because you're weak, but because you're human. Curiosity and self-compassion let you see the old patterns, while punishment only makes them stick more tightly. Finally, Japanese wisdom teaches us that to break bad habits, you don't break anything. You build something new. Think of habits not as chains, but as well-trodden paths through your brain. The more you repeat a routine, the smoother and easier the path becomes. You can't simply bulldoze that path overnight. But you can start making a tiny new path. One page of reading, a 5-minute walk, a mindful pause before reacting. Each day you use the new path, it gets a little clearer. Over time, the old path grows over, and your new habit becomes the natural, enjoyable way forward. A man who wanted to stop doom scrolling on his phone didn't delete his apps or try to fight temptation. He just put a book next to his bed and every morning promised himself he'd read one single page first. Because it was such a small, easy task, he never felt resistance. Very quickly, that one page grew to 10, then 30, then a full morning routine. His old habits simply faded away, gently replaced by something better. So, the Japanese secret to break bad habits isn't self-punishment or dramatic action. It's patience, curiosity, tiny repeated steps, acceptance of impermanence, self-compassion. It's about filling the void with something real and meaningful. Most of all, it's about creating new routines that, with gentle persistence, make old habits irrelevant. Ready to grow into your best self? Don't miss the next deep dive. It could be the key to the next big breakthrough in your life. Click another video from the Growth Mindset Project, and don't forget to tap that bell for more secrets to transformation every single week.